Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 212A. It's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the east spawn of Airfield, and it's under the command of UbumPong. I hope I haven't pronounced that incorrectly. Should we call him Ubung? Okay, because I don't really want to call him Pong. Yeah, that might go down badly. Anyway, he's headed off towards the south end of the map, and he's got a 203mm B4 howitzer capable of doing 900 alpha, and it'll penetrate 52mm of armor with a burst radius of 10.4 meters, so it's got a very big footprint. Okay, he's ready to go. He's looking over the other end of the map at the moment, looking for anybody or any sign that the enemy's moving up. He's found a Leopard prototype, got spotted. The guy's gone to hide behind the rock, which is a very bad move because he's got very thin armor. And this shell is certainly going to hurt him. Well, it looked like a palm tree went down just as he fired. So I suspect that that Leopard prototype did move forward. But he's now got a nice angle to shoot through the gap and hit some of these heavies. Lots of heavies. Tier 9 game with Tier 8 tanks in it. Yep, the IS-3's moved behind the rock. And in fact, most of them have actually got out the way of any shot that could be fired in that general direction. Okay, the IS-3 is just hovering on that corner, and he's going to pay for that, because that's a direct hit on his engine deck. Now, he's not moving very far from his firing position. He's just moving backwards a little. And you notice he's got that in-out thing again. It's another one of these players with mouse fixation, you should say. They don't realize they're doing it, but it can be very annoying in the replay because you're popping in and out. And I know that Jingles has actually disqualified several replays when it's like that. Well, it veered to the left. Yes, I've just heard received a video today saying that Jingles is taking a week or so off to get over the sad loss of his friend and buddy, incompetent soul camera minion Eddie, who died earlier in the last week. Okay, we're loaded. Got an AMX-50 120. We're firing at the TNH. Rounds out. Oh, it fell short. All he got was some stun out of that one. Yes, I actually met Eddie at Tankfest, funnily enough. Back in 2018, he was there, and in fact, actually, he took the picture of Jingles and Rita that is on my Facebook page. Yes, he was the one who actually took the camera, and the funny thing was, you know, he gets actually known as incompetent cameraman Eddie, but the fact is that he pressed the fire button, the shutter button, and the camera just kept on firing, and he apologized for it. I actually said, no worries at all. Not only is it designed to do that, to take multiple snapshots, but he actually took two really good photos, one after the other, and so he wasn't as incompetent as most people make out. In fact, he was a very good friend to Jingles. Oh, that was a good one, right on the engine deck. Yes, he was a very good friend to Jingles, and as he said, he went in, fought in 2 wars in the Gulf War, and he fought in 2 wars armed with nothing more offensive than a Mars bar, because of course he was a member of the NAPI, the guys who keep us fed and supply us with all the biscuits and sweets that we need in order to keep carrying on. The NAPI is the Navy, Navy, Army and Air Force Institute, which means they're the shopkeepers. They have all the little shops on the the shop on the Royal Navy warships, and Eddie was one of the shopkeepers who would keep us supplied with goodies so we could keep working. As many of you may know, I was also in the Royal Navy, and yes, I did use my nappy, both when I was at Dartmouth, they have a lovely nappy there actually, and also when I was on board HMS Intrepid, they have did have a shop on board the vessel. Okay. So far, not a huge amount of damage done, but he is getting some hits on the enemy. You notice the problem is the rearrangement of the map, and I'm pretty sure that one of the reasons why the map was rearranged was to prevent Arty from having such good hits on the enemy tanks whilst they were fighting out. Wargaming wanted to obstruct Arty fire, and so the usual firing positions like this one don't yield as many avenues of attack as they used to. In fact, it actually makes it easier if you move further north and fire from positions up there, so you can shoot directly down the lines that are actually created by these rocks, these new rocks that have been placed there. He's got no shots on... He did actually manage to hit one of the enemy tanks. I think it was the TNH. Just backed up a little. Yep, the TNH is badly wounded. He's only a few hit points left, and he's now almost retreated behind the rock for cover and to lick his wounds before deciding what he's going to do next. Yes, I don't think he's really taking part in the battle from now on. Oh, something was destroyed there, and he actually moved forward, so he got a splash kill on the TNH. He saw that and aimed it for the corner, thinking that the TNH would come down there, and he did. So that's a good kill, because that's only his first kill of the game, and only the first of 4 kills. Well, they have killed another one since. So for a short while, he had 25% of all the kills in the game for his team. Oh, another direct hit, this time on the T-103. And that tank does not have much in the way of armor, so that might have been a big hit. Now, you may have noticed, if you look at the mini-map, that there's an ELC 790 the other side of Temple Mount, but our Cobra keeps going up onto Temple Mount and doesn't spot him. So there's a possibility that one of the enemy tanks might be loose in the south end of the map and not spotted by that Cobra. He is having a quick look down to the south just in case he's up there. And in the meantime, I'm wondering if Ubum has actually decided to write a text message, because he's not firing and he's not aiming. He's kind of just stopped fighting. I think he's having an afternoon nap. Well, the Cobra didn't find anyone, and the Leopard prototypes decided to go down the south end of Temple Mount as well, just to have a quick look. It's always worthwhile. Oh, he's come back. It may have been that he was interrupted by a telephone call, or maybe a member of his family demanded some attention, so he had to put down or step away from his keyboard momentarily. Okay, CS52 Liss is missing some hit points there. He fires in. The guy actually changed position and was a little way away, so unfortunately that shell didn't do any good. It's got no shot on the Liss. The T-103 is protected between those two rocks there. He's in an Arty safe position, but this Borsig is not in an Arty safe position. He can be hit, and they don't have any armor, so any shot that's landing there is going to do a lot of damage. Oh, he got him! He wiped him out with 1 round, so that might be a penetrating shot on the Borsig. His second kill. Always worth looking at that, identifying those tanks which you know you can penetrate, having a good look around the map. He can't hit the T103 at the moment, but if he keeps backing up, we might be able to get a shot at him. Our Cobra is actually now moving into enemy territory. And yes, he's indicated there might be somebody up there. In fact, there's palm trees knocked down, so there must be an enemy tank just on the other side of that ridge next to the cap area. Probably looking out, just trying to check and make sure. Nobody sighted yet. We're still missing that ELC Ever 90. And he is a good player, but he hasn't been spotted. Rounds out the T103. And he got a splash kill! And the ELC's been located. He's right in the town. And the Cobra just nailed him with his magazine. 4-shot autoloader. So they've lost one of their best players. We're now 4 tanks up. Well, 3 tanks up. We just lost our Cobra. He got taken out by a Shrek. I'm wondering where that Shrek is. But this Leopard prototype's a 1-shot. He's gone. So now we're 4 tanks up on the enemy. We're looking for that Object 263 and a Shrek. They also have a Vipera and their Arty, the FV3805, which we haven't tried to hit. There's the 263. He's changed position. We're dialing in. Ready to go. He's backing into that corner. Rounds out. Oh, lovely direct hit for 264. Of course, the 263, otherwise known as Stalin's Sandal, is basically a relative of the Object 261, the Tier 10 Soviet Arty. Of course, the 263 was designed to be a tank destroyer based on the IS-7 hull. So was the Object 261. There's the Shrek. So there's the one who actually killed our Cobra. He's hiding just around that corner. It would be a difficult shot because it's directly over the rock. He's not backing up at all. Oh, he's taking fire. Now he's backing up. Rounds out. And wiped out. 4th kill now. And that means now there's only 3 enemies left. The Object 263, who's up in the north, who's badly damaged. The FV3805. And lastly, the Vipera. There's the 263. We can get a shot, but it's difficult. It's got to try and lay the shell over the top of the rock, through the gaps, into the 263. He's gone. Okay, so now we're looking for the FV3805. He's down in the south. There he is, right on the edge of the cliff. Don't suicide. Oh, he goes down, and he's taken out by the Borsig, which means now the Vipera is the last one. There he is on the corner. Really wasn't partaking in the battle. Rounds out, and direct hit on his rear. 431 hit points. Kill shot coming up. He's not going to get it with 1 shot. It's going to take at least 2. There's one. A second one just hit him, and the third one, the kill shot from the Borsig. Here's the end of battle results, and that was a first-class tanker for UbumPong in the 212A. Managed to get a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 12. And he got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly in this game. And he did a substantial amount of damage to the enemy as well. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage in the game turned out to be UbumPong, but unfortunately he did hit the Leopard prototype right at the end of the game, where it was actually hitting the Vipera, and he splashed the Leopard prototype as the shell went in. He didn't mean to, but it was unfortunate that it did actually happen. He didn't get enough to get 20% of the enemy hit pool anyway, but he would have been disqualified if he had got the highest damage by actually splashing his teammate as well. So unfortunate that that happened, but the next highest scorer didn't get enough to get 20%, so he didn't get the high caliber either. And the second highest damage was the Cobra with 2,932 hit points. And the third highest damage was the AMX AC46. Is it 46? 48. Sorry, I got it wrong. He got 2,865 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, he was the highest scorer in that one too. 4 kills went to UbumPong, and 2 kills went to the 48, the Borsig, and also the Charlemagne. And on the enemy team, their Borsig also got 2 kills. And when it came to base XP, he's got that one too. So technically, he's got the top in all 3 columns. Well, technically, definitely he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,056. He's the only player to get over 1,000 base in this game. 990 went to the Charlemagne, and 976 went to the AMX AC48. He fired 18 rounds, a very good score rate. Admittedly, he probably could have fired more than 18 rounds, because there was a brief moment during the game where he didn't really seem to be taking part, and I wonder if he was distracted by somebody else, and that's why he couldn't complete or carry on. He just stopped for a moment, took a breath. It was about a minute or so of inactivity, and during that minute, he probably could have got a couple of more shots off. He got 8 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot during the game as well. Let's have a look and see if we can find out. Yes, it was the IS-3, funnily enough, that he actually got a direct hit. That was the one he hit with the engine deck right near the start of the game. It went right onto the engine deck and penetrated him, but we can't see how much damage he did because, unfortunately, it's on what replays. They don't give out that sort of information. He also got 18 splashes on the enemy as well. 4,142 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 4, and did 1,229 hit points of stun assist or 14 stuns. If that just been a little bit higher, I think he probably would have got an ace tanker. He was very, very close to getting an ace tanker in this one. 49,656 credits for the battle, and 4,752 experience points altogether. He says there's not even an ace twanker. Yeah, I'm afraid it missed out on that. I think if you look at the previous battle we put up, which was also a 2128 game, and he managed to get 6,500 hit points of damage combined, and that was an ace tanker. Yours is slightly less, by about 1,000, but yes, missed out on an ace tanker, probably by a small margin, but it was a good battle, and you did do the highest damage, just like the previous player, which was Oxagon in his ace tanker game. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.